Just over here, out here with my baby, Mikey Two Thumbs. Probably about 3.5 months old. Pretty big boy. The cat Oliver. Sometimes what they call them, like movie sinners, like Stacks and Smoke. This is Stacks. Well, what's up, y'all? So the biggest thing I'm talking about is trying to get back in the gym, trying to set goals, short-term goals that can be accomplished, but also with long-term goals. Trying to go outside, do a little more. Oh, my neighbor's dog. I love petting him, hanging out with him. The only problem is, like, he's not even my dog. And then if I sometimes don't give him like immediate attention, he starts barking. And then sometimes too, like I'll pet him for a little while, and then he like won't let me stop. But it's like I love the dude. I love petting him. It's just, you know, I'm also out here. I only got one of my cats, not both, but sometimes it kind of worries me, you know, if I can't fully watch them. So, but out here with, I believe the name is Gucho. It's a Polish name. I thought it was Cujo for the longest. I was calling him the wrong name. One of the big things too, I have a dog myself. His name is Bane. He's a Pity Lab mix. I've been trying to walk him way more. Even though he's pushing a decade, he's just still like tries to push a lot when you walk because he wants to smell everything. Like honestly, off a leash, he's way better. But I just can't be risking that, him walk around without a leash. Some people might be like tripping and stuff. You know, and then also too, like, what if he really does flip out on a dog? Like, he has some dog friends, but I can't just assume every dog he's gonna be friends with. So, you know, but my cats bully him. But at the same time, he has killed the bunny that went on the property before, so you never know. Look at this guy loving it. And I'll try to do more stuff around the house. My backyard's crazy. I got a push mower and a weed whacker, and I'm definitely growing my forearms. Trying to, you know, keep up with things. But, you know, also too, like changing out window blinds or nicer curtains. Let the sun still go through a little bit. We're gonna do some repainting. We might even change some of like the flooring, not like real floor, but like stick tile and stuff like that. Like I'm a renter, not an owner. So I'm only gonna go so far, but you know, I get a pretty decent deal on the place and everything. It's not the most remodeled, but you know what? I feel kind of good sometimes doing work. Like honestly, I found my little guy. Oh, there he is. I'll be back for you. Give me a minute. And that's where I do like find some like self-worth in doing little things. Working out usually always makes me feel great, but I haven't been going to an actual gym, so I don't feel like the same about it. But I do feel kind of good doing home workouts, especially when you get that pump. But also knowing like it's for me, it's harder to do stuff like that and be committed. So like when I'm doing kind of decent, like I feel like really good about that. Earlier, I just getting such a sharp pain in my back and my stomach. I actually thought it was from hitting the bag yesterday, which might have been, but I don't know. It went away at least. Thought I had to use the bathroom, but I haven't, and I feel fine. So, but the biggest thing I'm trying to just push is people to get out there. I'm trying to work on doing more things with the kids. It's, you know, just pushing myself up to get up and do something. Like I'm not big, like I don't go to a park and play tag necessarily, but hey, maybe I play a round or two, and maybe we can get someone to play catch. We throw baseball. We have a bat. We can hit the baseball. I would like to get a softball you can catch with your hands, so we can play like a big pickup game with those. Like, you know, like the guy softball, the ones you just catch your hands. Like I feel like that's what we need in our lives. It's a big pickup game. All the kids can get around and play that. My son's been doing football. Like that's awesome. I'm trying to have us hang out a little more, so have him do some plays so we can do passes. He's working on. He's being a receiver. He's also been doing some D and some special teams, but I'm trying to really help him work on the receiver part. I think he can be really killer, but you know, you always got to work yourself from somewhere. He got that footwork, that speed. I think coming from doing baseball and basketball, and just always be pretty athletic. But it feels fun, like going out to the games, the events, like feeling the vibes. Like I'm really trying to just go out and do a little more. So I have a coffee with me, and I'm pretty sure like two gnats just they killed themselves in my coffee. So that's dead, literally. And I'm gonna something put that out, but it's all good. But put yourself like I see a lot of dads that will talk about like, man, you know, like for them, they usually want to say on Father's Day. I don't listen to Father's Day, but just hear me out. It would be like, hey, you know, it just doesn't feel the same. Like I wake up, like the kids don't say anything to me. They're just on their phones on the couch watching TV. You know, they don't say one word to me, and I just kind of walk past them, and you know, I'm not feeling it. And you know what? And like I challenge, like when you do that, come out the room, the bathroom, wherever you coming from, put a smile on, look at them, how you guys doing today? Maybe go up to them and be like, oh, you know, I could use a hug. How about yourself? Put your, you know, arms out. I'm telling you, most kids would love to give you a hug. Most kids want to hear you're proud of them. They want like an interaction, and it's like I feel like it's not as I always think that like especially having like bonus kids is kind of like, you know, I just don't know if they even like want you around, you know, in a way. And then I feel like once like you are kind of around, you're talking to them, you're doing things, and you see like the smiles on their faces, you see the conversations going, and you're like, oh wow, like I could just been doing this. Like I could, instead of, you know, hoping they're gonna hug me, I could have just hugged them, or, you know, been like, you know, if I think they could use a hug, I go up to them and be like, I could use a hug. Like, what about yourself? You know, put my arms out. Like, cats move around. But I think it's just awesome. Though, like, once you kind of, you gotta get that comfortability, and it's like, especially when it's like your own kids. Like I'm telling you, like they want that support. Most do, maybe not all, but I think even the ones that push away really want it. Like there's one of our kids' friends. There was two sisters, and I feel like, you know, their mom's dealing with some alcohol, you know, like some addiction stuff going on. Somebody passing like the family, and that person has a kid, and they felt like, oh, we gotta be really for this other kid. They're trying to pull their kids out of the sports, and we're kind of like, oh, like don't do that to like your kids. Like they need an outlet, and it's just wow. Like just I don't know, just watching with these parents, and sometimes they just kind of be putting their kids through in a way, and you'll be seeing like the one of the kids is very preserved. You know, she kind of looks like she's gonna be the one that's gonna be like more like anti-drugs, not wanting to drink, and be like, oh, like, you know, my mom, you know, drank a lot, and maybe some bipolar stuff in there, like I don't know. And then you're gonna and the other one's already kind of got some anger issues, you know, has experimented with that kind of thing and said that it helped them, and so already just so many bad signs. But you know, we've talked to her, you know, the kid, and you know, she said like, you know, I really want to change. Like I don't want to be known for being that bad kid. You know, it's just so much going on, like with life and everything. Like, I just don't know how to do it, and you know, and it really kind of hurt the heart. You know, because I feel like just full-on adults that can't even like admit they got a problem, or even care about fixing anything they had. And I feel like for a kid to just notice what their parents doing. I'm talking like, you know, 10, 12, 11, 13-year-olds, like, you know, I just want to give those exact ages and kids. I don't want to put in people's business out there too much. Obviously, I don't think anybody's gonna really know, but just saying, you know, like, I just be really feeling for these kids, and I really thought, like, I would relate way more to parents, and, you know, the kids would be the ones, like, oh, being kids, doing fibs, you know, this, that, like, a lot of great things, but a lot of kid-like stuff, too. And you know what, like I really be seeing like some of these problems with these kids really seem like it stemmed from something to do with their life, with their parents, you know, being in the system. Like not just these kids I'm talking about, but just even others. I just see so many of our kids' friends, and a lot of them are really good kids to be fortunate to see. So I just want to say, like, I just think it's really important, the stuff you internalize and you want to say, and really try to find positive way to say it. And I'm 100% saying this from my sincere heart, because I am working on it, like myself. Try to find things to do that don't have like a price tag, or have a low price tag, or something we can save up to do, and that's what we're gonna do, you know, end of the month, every couple months, whatever. But still other things that we can do. And I just feel like it's awesome when you can find a way to connect with your kids, the kids' friends. You start meeting the friends, seeing who they're around. When you also have the kids thanking you, like I don't really get it so much. It's really actually my girl. She'd be like a second mom to a lot of kids. It's out here, and in anything, like I'm just trying to hold up and be like just the best backup father figure that I can be to these kids. Some don't have one at all. Some could just use another positive one. And I think a lot of that comes with me putting myself out there, talking to the kids, asking questions, learning about them, not looking at them in a negative way, even if they could be a little bit of a troublemaker. Really try to understand their story, because there's been other stories of things I heard by kids and parents, not so much trusting the kid, and then I kind of feel the kid out, see the kid's point of view, and it's like, man, you know what? Like I'm starting to just second everything I thought, and then I even heard part of this from a parent. The biggest thing is your kids want attention, affection. All I can say is do it on the sooner side now before you regret it later. And in most cases, I see grown adults that would just love, they crave for their parents' attention. And you just don't want it, don't let it get to that point. But also, too, as long as they're still alive, you can still do it. As long as you're still alive, you can still do it. So just don't ever think things are too late. You can work on it. Even if you really, really messed it up, you can, but it doesn't always start with an apology. It really should you start with you getting therapy, you getting hobbies, you focusing on things like that, small things, maybe reading certain books you think would help, whatever. So, and then coming through and be like, hey, I see the problems. Because see, a lot of things is, but a lot of people say like, oh, I felt like an outcast. I didn't feel like I fit in, but not when I fit in, I feel like people didn't like me. I sticked out. And I feel like I didn't really feel like that. If anything, I felt like I didn't completely fit in, and I wasn't completely like in the groups and had this connection with people and stuff like that. But at the same time, like I feel like I didn't feel alone, because I always felt like I had myself. Maybe it sounds dumb, but I just feel like, I don't know, I feel like I was just like, I was truly just such like a best friend to myself, and that's probably horrible. But I feel like just growing up, and I feel like that's the problem that I had in some of my adult age, when when you start blaming yourself, but you get over it because, oh, I love myself, so I put the blame, but I work on it, I move on. But then when you start putting so much blame on yourself that you don't forgive yourself, you start talking down yourself, you start hating yourself. And that's when it's kind of like, man, like I didn't see that coming with all the self-love and things I had. Really turned into hate. But then you found the problems, worked on it, and a lot of it turned back into love, ambition, energy, hope, courage. It's just to keep pushing, whether it's small steps or big strides. Just keep trying to go forward, doing positive things in life, even no matter how minor. It's just at 30 years old, if I don't fix my family situation, who will? If I don't give my cats and my dog, if I a better situation, who will? If I don't come up with plans, programs to make new animal shelters, like exactly how I want to, and the exact things I have in my head, like who's gonna do it? Some of those things eventually somebody will do. But why not try doing it now? Why not try doing everything I have out in my head? Why not try getting it together, having a plan, executing on it, and feeling that drive? Like like it's just so bad. But much love. Hope you had a great day. How y'all feeling my shirt? I'm on a road, the jelly kind. By the way, I like Jelly Roll back when he was making a bunch of songs with Lil Wyatt. Not saying I was his big fan. I really didn't know much about him. I actually thought he was just super underground. But I didn't listen to him as much. And then when he started obviously blowing up, made the 2 songs with Eminem, he just started popping up even more. I think got really dope. But just knowing his story and everything is just pretty awesome. I definitely want to see it's a movie, like it's supposed to be somewhat a documentary, but entertainment of a movie of him. Let me know if y'all seen it, if you like it, how you feeling this haircut. Made it a little different. I mean, it's done like a couple weeks ago, but how I feeling. might do it like how I did last time. Maybe not. I don't know. Y'all have a great day though. Much love.